Hello droners, Dave here from Paladin Automation in Southern Maryland. Now I am unusually excited about today's video. Today I'll be unboxing the ModalAI Flight Core. Let me tell you why I'm so excited about this. My journey began several months ago when I acquired an old SparkFun drone kit from a colleague of mine. As far as I could tell, he purchased this kit like 100 years ago. This kit came with an Arduino board for the flight controller, which had gone out of production about 10 years ago, and I was unable to connect the USB to check and update firmware. So I started by attempting to replace the hardware with more recent versions, but a bad soldering job and a fried microchip later, I gave up on that project and decided just to buy an off-the-shelf flight controller so that I could focus on what was most meaningful to me. I started searching for the Mini Cube family of systems because that is what my previous drone used. I have a Pixhawk Cube with orange. But most vendors are out of stock at the moment, so I had to expand my search to other miniature flight controllers, and that's when ModalAI popped up. ModalAI is a relatively new company out of California, USA, that makes a small open source flight controller as part of their Voxel ecosystem. The ModalAI Flight Core is an open source flight controller compatible with both PX4 and ArduPilot. It's made right here in the USA. It's powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon chip, which is like 2 microns thick. It is super tiny. And best of all, it was in stock when I was ready to buy. For those who are familiar with the Pixhawk family of flight controllers, most of the same connectors that you're used to also exist on the Flight Core. There just are not quite as many because it is a smaller board, but it does have similar IMUs and processing power as you would find in a Cube. One significant difference is that the Flight Core does not have an onboard magnetometer, so you will require an off-board external magnetometer. I purchased the Pixhawk 4 GPS Compass combination because this is the component that ModalAI uses in their M500 drone. I know exactly what you're thinking. What's in the box? Let's find out. What we have here is the full Flight Core development kit. It comes with the basic Flight Core flight controller board, a PWM kit, a power module, and various cables to connect it all. So it looks like we have a PWM kit, cables, power module, and the flight controller. Wow, that is tiny. Let me open that up and take a closer look. Here in my hand is the Flight Core. That is small. You see pictures on the website, but it does not do it justice until you're holding it in your hands. I want to give a comparison between the ModalAI Flight Core and the Pixhawk Cube combination. My Pixhawk Cube is currently inside another drone, and I did not want to disassemble for this video, so I will show you the comparison with the box that my Cube came in. Here you see where the carrier board was held. This is what contains all the connectors for the various components of the drone, and here's how the ModalAI Flight Core compares. On top of this, the Cube shipped with a foam container to hold the actual Cube, which contains most of the flight control components. As you can see, the entire core flight board is smaller than the Cube itself. Next, I'd like to show you what comes with the Pixhawk 4 GPS Compass combination. So here you see the Pixhawk 4 GPS Compass. This is based on the U-Blox M8N compass. As you can see, that's also relatively small. Also bundled in this box comes a pedestal and various connectors so that you can raise the GPS and compass module outside the magnetic interference from your motors. For those of you who are familiar with the HERE family of GPS, I would like to compare the size of the HERE 2 to the size of the Pixhawk 4. Once again, I did not want to remove my GPS module from my other drone, so I'm showing you the box that it came in. As you can see, the Pixhawk 4 is about 2 centimeters smaller diameter than the HERE 2 was, and I assume that the HERE 3 is approximately the same size. First impression of the ModalAI Flight Core and Pixhawk 4 GPS Compass. It's a good piece of gear. The ModalAI voxel ecosystem is a new entrant to the commercial drone market here in the US, so I will invite you to follow me along my journey. I hope to share videos of software installation, benchtop testing, installing the board on my flight frame, connecting all the various components together, setting it up for the first flight, and finally, my very first flight. I'll invite you to follow along with me. As I continue to experiment with my new drone, I'd like to try to integrate this old XB radio, this old servo, to do something. I haven't even decided yet. I am looking forward to experimenting with ModalAI's software packages for artificial intelligence, machine vision, autonomy. This drone should be able to do things that you just cannot do with a standard commercial off-the-shelf drone. Robotics are meant to reduce our human workload and to make us more efficient as a society. That is the power of automation working for you. I'll see you next time.